As always, let's get started with the baseline. Knicks Summer League is underway. And what do we see so far? A couple early losses. Kevin McCullough, big scoring night the other night. Tyler Kolek, a little hot and cold. Lee, what are you seeing from the guys who are entering their second season here?
Great to be here, Ian. Definitely want to give a double blessing shout out to my KOT family, J. Ellis, Ryan G, Ebony, Phil, Fritz, and Be the Motivator. It's a blessing to be here. And Knicks Summer League has been grossly underwhelming thus far, but I want to start. I don't really care when I'm watching these games about how many points are being scored, because these Summer League games are putting players in unrealistic usage, on-ball, dribbles per touches and scenarios. These are not the shot diets they're going to have in the regular season. So I keep that in mind when I'm watching them. It's Twitter, honestly, should keep their goalpost on wheels, because it keeps moving back and forth when it comes to guys like Kolek and McCullough and Hot Porty, who I think have had up and down opportunities thus far, but it doesn't mean this is who they're going to be in the NBA, or that their lifeline with the Knicks has been cut short. With that being said, there's been a lot of positives to glean from this team, specifically with the two rookies.
And when you're looking at the group, I know Mike Brown has said that they wanted to play fast. The Knicks wanting to play fast, and he's going to incorporate several different styles. He referenced Jalen Brunson as a player who can help him incorporate those styles. Just the Knicks Summer League, what they're running, does it give you any kind of a preview as to what we might see from the big club this season?
That's a good question. Jordan Brink was a part of Tibbs' staff. He's that Summer League head coach. He was well known and well respected for being great at the challenges this past season, making the Knicks one of the best in the NBA at that. I think we have seen some more off-ball movement. We've seen more guard-to-guard screen setting. We've seen more off-ball screen setting, which has opened things up in pistol action, some hammer skip-outs to open shooters in the corners, which made sense, right? You want to get these guys in rhythm, talking about Pacome Dadiet, talking about Kevin McCullough Jr., even Tyler Kolek. But I've really, most of all, I liked a lot of two-man action, more emphasis on pick and roll, specifically with McCullough and Ariel Hot Porty. I've seen Hot Porty be really active in his screen setting, very active around the rim. He's setting 2 or 3 screens per possession and really improve as a dribble handoff passer on the perimeter.
So you can glean some things from Vegas, despite the not great results so far. I'm remembering, I believe it was an Orlando Summer League where the Knicks under Phil Jackson, they were winless. And it actually portended to a bad upcoming season for them. But sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But really, it's about your younger players and how they're looking. And with Kolek, in particular, he did not see regular minutes during the regular season his rookie year. Tom Thibodeau really liked him, pushed to draft him, wanted to draft him high. And so he had a fan in Thibodeau, but given the circumstances, didn't see a lot of minutes. And when you look at the roster now, the makeup of this roster, you look at who they have in place, a 9-man rotation, if that's the way Mike Brown goes, those 9 guys are in place. So it doesn't seem like Kolek has a clear path to a rotation spot at the moment. We'll see what happens with that last roster spot that the Knicks still have open. But I don't see a clear path there for Kolek in terms of, okay, we can pencil him into this spot in the rotation. He's going to get minutes. Lee, should he get minutes? Should he get regular minutes? Should he be a rotation player based on what you've seen in Vegas?
No. And this is not an indictment of him as a person or really even as a player. But I look at this roster, and there are definitely compromises defensively in the starting unit, and you can even make an argument for the bench as well. So if you're going to have Tyler Kolek, now you're having a lead guard rotation of him, Jordan Clarkson, and Jalen Brunson that all struggle to keep the point of attack in front of them. Deuce and Bride would have to do so much, either the 2 or the 1, to make up for their defensive miscues that I think you're overly compromising the rotation if Tyler Kolek is dead in minutes. And he's been outright terrible in the Summer League. He's tied for the second worst plus minus in the entire tournament at a negative 20. He's averaging 4.5 turnovers through 2 games. This doesn't mean he can't bounce back. But I think it's obvious that all the Karens that were clamoring for him to get playoff time over veterans like Campaign or DeLon Wright might need to go back to ChatGPT, because I think on a basketball side, it's just not realistic for him to be a real part of a NBA team outside of Summer League and be able to keep his man in front of him defensively. I also want to make a preamble here that he looked better last year because he was playing with better players. And that's important to note. When you have Jalen Brunson or you have Cat or OG or Bridges, you're going to appear better. He's playing with a lot of undrafted guys and second-round picks. So there has to be a little bit of understanding allotted to him that he's having to carry a bigger load, and he's playing with guys that have a lower basketball IQs and reads.
You know what? First of all, the Kolek Karens. I mean, I think you might have coined a new term.
They're real.
Throw it out there on the KOT show with your guys over there. But yeah, it's you make a good point about the talent you're on the floor with, and then how does that change your evaluation, if it does at all, of Kolek? Certainly he has not jumped like a second-year player you would think would jump in his second summer league. We got Pacome Dadiet, my guy James Edwards of The Athletic, just saying that he thinks that it's likely Pacome Dadiet will miss the next summer league game, the upcoming summer league game. So there you have it with the Dadiet toe injury. A toe injury also sidelines him for portions of his rookie season. So just something to keep an eye on there. And Lee, you coached Dink Pate for an AAU team in Texas. You coached him. You were around him. You were around his family. What can you tell us about Dink?
I did get an opportunity to coach him. He was before my time with the Urban DFW Elite. Shout out Urban DFW Elite, the best AAU team in Texas. Yes, he was there before my time, but I am around everyone who was around him. Mm-hmm. I mean, his coach, the CEO, the impeccable Jay Tolbert, who we had on the KOT show, and the rest of the front office there. And everything that I've heard about him is that he's an upstanding human being. We were able to have Jade on the Time show, and she gave even more clarification on the type of person he is. And it's obviously very interesting, too. He is the second player from Urban DFW Elite to receive a two-way contract, or the potential of a two-way contract, with the Knicks. Ferron Hunt in 2022 was the other. So that's something interesting to keep an eye on. But, this organization is different than other AAU teams. They really care about giving young men mentorship and life guidance. So when Pate came in at 15 years old, he told Jade he was going to make the NBA. That she said that's not something they hear very often, but they believed him once they saw him on the court. So they taught him the fundamentals of basketball and life to be a man on and off the court. And I've been texting his pops since he was signed, and he comes from a really, really great family. And he texted me after game one when he shot 1 of 8 from the field, and he said, I guarantee you he's going to come out and he's going to do better. And he has. He's already shooting 33% from a three-point line, which is a 10-point uptick from what he did in the G League. And most importantly, he's had 0 turnovers. And turnovers have been the Achilles heel for this Knicks team in Summer League, specifically Tyler Kolek, which makes it a strong argument that Dink should be getting more minutes at the one, more than a 14 in game one and 17 minutes in game two. It's time to really see him. Let's sit Marjon Beauchamp and give Dink Pate an opportunity to really ball out, because he's shown you rebounding, he's shown you assist, he's shown you attacking the rim, and most importantly, point of attack defense.
And usually when the Knicks bring someone in like Pate, if there's no spot on the big club, they do have those kinds of players in Westchester for the year, developing, getting a longer look at them. Just based on the roster, would you expect Dink to accept an invitation to Westchester if that's the way it goes?
Yes, I do. And I think it's also important to note that he was the youngest professional player at the time when he joined the G League, before going his senior year at Princeton, where Urban DFW Elite still practices. And when he was a 15-year-old coming in, he was playing with the 17-year-old team, which I've now been there with Urban DFW Elite. That is very, very rare. You do not see that. And we have some really good kids, and some kids who are playing NCAA D1 ball and future lottery picks playing for us right now. And for him to play the 17-year-old team at 15 just shows his confidence and moxie and professionalism at such a young age.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Dink and the rest of the group look in their upcoming Summer League game here out in Vegas.